guys, I know several of you have bands that you're using at home. You might not know all the different uses that the band has, so I wanted to make a video and just talk about some of the favorite ways that I have to use it in my training or ways that we've used it at the gym. What I've done is broken it up into kind of 4 different groupings. First one's going to be upper body exercises that you can do with the band, lower body, some stretches, and then if you have a pull-up bar or some sort of attachment above your head, then there's a lot of things that you can do with the band as well. So first, with the upper body. So we've done these in class quite a bit. Basically, our band pull-aparts. You're going to keep the arms straight, wrists are going to be flat, and palms are going to be pointed down, and then you're just going to pull to the chest. Okay, what we don't want to do is overarch the low back, so just stand up nice and tall, squeeze the butt, hold here for about a second or two, and then come back to center. Next one's going to be a hammer curl. So the way that the intensity works on these guys, obviously if you have a thicker band, it's going to be harder than a thinner band. You can also increase or decrease the resistance by how many feet you have stepping on the band. So if I have both feet on, it's going to make it harder. If I just have one foot on, it's going to make it easier. For the hammer curl, you're going to have a neutral grip with your hands, so the palms are going to be facing you, and you're just going to pull up towards the chest. Okay, so we're just trying to get a little bicep pump going on with the band here. I like that better than an underhand grip. What happens with the underhand grip is my wrist tends to flex like this, which isn't very comfortable. So I prefer to keep my hand neutral in a hammer curl position. Next one's going to be an overhead press. So for this, what you can do is, again, either stand on, both feet stand on the band or just one, but you're going to pull it up to that front rack position, and then we're going to press out overhead. Just make sure that you tuck the chin to get that head out of the way, and then press out all the way. If you have a lighter band, or if you're just stronger than I am, you can do one arm pressing at a time versus both arms at the same time. Next one's going to be our Bentover Row, which we've also done at the gym. So I'm just going to loop it under one foot, so I have 2 handles. I'm going to stand up nice and tall, and then I'm going to push my butt back, and then from this position I'm going to row to my chest. And I can just pause here for a second and then come back down. Again, if I want to make that harder, I just put my other foot on top of the band. Next one here is using it as a slingshot. So for those of you that are wanting to work on your push-ups at home, what you can do is just wrap the band above the elbows. Basically, this is going to just serve as a kind of a rubber band to get you up out of that bottom position of our push-up. So I'll set my hands underneath the shoulders, I'll go down all the way, and then press out. And it really helps to make just that a little bit easier, especially coming up from the bottom position, not having to use your knees or anything else like that. We can also use the band for some chest presses. So what I'm going to do is wrap the band around my back, and then I'm going to feed my hands through the loop, and then I can come down here on the ground, can bend the knees, and then press straight up over the chest. I can also use the band to make my push-ups harder by doing banded push-ups. So again, I've just got it looped around my back. So just providing a little bit of resistance at the top that I have to press through. So you just want to make sure at the very end of the movement that you're pressing and fully extending that elbow, and that's where you'll really get the benefit of using the band for your push-ups. For some lower body movements, we have deadlifts. For this, I would definitely have both feet around the band, and then you're going to have your 2 loops. You're going to stand up tall. Okay, so from the side, butt back, shins are vertical, and then I'll stand. Another one that we've done at the gym several times is a good morning. So again, I'm going to have both feet on the band. I'm going to squat down and then place the band behind my neck. From here, I'm going to push the butt back and then stand up nice and tall. So just a slight bend to the knees, but mostly I'm focusing on pushing my hips back. And then to get out, I will squat down and then take the band off of the head. The next one here is going to be for hip thrust. So for this, what you can do, guys, is have the band over the hips, have your knees bent. You're going to be pressing down on the band as you press your hips up. Hold for a count of 1 or 2 seconds. So I'm getting a squeeze in the glutes and the hamstrings. I'm also getting a little bit of an isometric contraction in my biceps from having to press the band down and keep it there while my hips thrust up. And then our last one here, this is especially good for warming up the hips if you're going to be doing any squatting or deadlifting. I like to set up, both feet are going to be on top of the band, and then I just cross and then hold here. And then I'm just going to move 1 foot out at a time. These are also called monster walks. But I can definitely feel it on the outside of my hip here, just kind of lighting that up, activating that muscle. In terms of stretches, you can use this like we do a PVC, and you can do pass-throughs with it to open up the shoulders. We could also use it as a figure 8 stretch, where we're going to push the hips back, rotate in our figure 8. The next ones all involve the lower body for stretching. So the first one's going to be a lying hamstring stretch. And so for this, guys, what we're going to do is just loop it around the center of the foot here. I like to bend the knee first and then extend and push my heel up to the ceiling. And I'll just hold here for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds. I'll relax, bend the knee, and then just try to get a little bit more of a stretch in that hamstring. Next one's going to be our lying IT band stretch. So for this, I'm just having the leg go across my body. I'll hold here. When I need to relax, I'll just bring the leg down and then pull it back up. Okay. And then for the inner groin, I'm going to have the leg go out to the side, and then I'll hold here for a certain amount of time. As I relax, I'll bring the leg down, and then I'll just pull it back up. We can also do a lying calf stretch. I'm just going to use or move the band to loop it more towards kind of the widest part of my foot there, and then I'm just going to use that to pull it down, my toes down towards my shin. So now I'm feeling a little more stretch through the calf. I'm still feeling a little stretch through the hamstring as well, but primarily I'm focused on pulling those toes down. I can also do some side to side mobility work and back and forth with the foot as well. And the band's just providing a little bit of resistance against the foot when I'm doing that. Lastly, if you have a pull-up bar or a place to attach the band from up overhead, it really opens up a lot more possibilities. First, we do some lat pull-downs. So I don't have a bar here, but just imagine I did. So I could pull the band down, hold here for a couple seconds, and then come back up. If you have a PVC or a broomstick, you could thread that through the band and hold on to the PVC as you pull down. You can also attach it to your pull-up bar to help assist you with some pull-ups. So you could do banded pull-ups, as we've often done in the gym. Some other things you can do in terms of stretches for the shoulder. You can wrap your hand in the band and then take that same side leg, step back, and then the band's just kind of pulling or distracting the shoulder here. I can also go backwards, or my back to the anchor point, and then just stretch with the band pulling backwards on my shoulder. And we can do the same thing for our tricep, where basically I would have my back to the pull-up rig, and then my arm would be in, and then I would just stretch this way. So the band would be around the tricep, and again, just pulling up. That's a great stretch to do if you're going to be doing any front rack squatting, or maybe thrusters or shoulder presses. And then lastly, we can do some tricep work, strength work with the band. where we're actually just holding and pressing down into a tricep press down. I could also have my back to the pull-up bar and then do a tricep extension overhead. Okay, so any of those are good options. There is a plethora of other exercises that you can do with the band. These are just to give you a few simple exercises that you can do. As always, if you have any questions about how to use it for something in particular or how to set it up, please let me know. Guys, move well, and I'll talk to you later.